Investors and traders, welcome to the channel. Today is 1st of July 2025. It is Tuesday, and it is the Tech Tuesday where we go and take a look at the technology stocks being traded on the US market. As always, this video is for educational purposes only and it is not a financial advice. So let's start by taking a look at the AMD. So this is one of the stocks which we have been watching for quite a long time now. So thank you for the subscriber who brought it to our attention. And we had been basically working on long-term cycles, which I'll just show you on the weekly chart right here. Here we go. So we had a number of these one-to-one price projections, ABCDs, completing right here in this vicinity. We also had some Fibonacci retracements right here as well, and we saw the market come right into this zone, and then it just took off from there. And then we were really watching for our first 38.2% retracement of these lows, from these highs to these lows. Let me actually get rid of some of this so it's a little bit more clear. So from here to here, and last week the market actually went and closed above that, so that's pretty good. I'll just move down to the daily chart now right here. But as we were approaching this level, I was also mentioning it was our first our target, and it would be really nice if the market actually convincingly closes above this level, and on 2 consecutive daily basis it did. But then as we mentioned, there was a possibility we could see some sort of a pullback, and last week I was drawing a corrective pattern like this, so I don't know exactly how it might unfold, but the chances were, because it had gone up by about 70% back then and went up a little bit further, so about 90% from this bottom. It's a pretty huge move. The good thing is it's been closing above the 38.2% retracement, so I think the stock is actually moving into correction now, and this could last some time. It could be 6 to 8 weeks, maybe a little bit longer. So probably somewhere around September time frame, October time frame, where roughly I haven't really worked on the timing cycles on this, but just from the observation, it could take this long for the stock to put in some sort of a corrective bottom, if it indeed it is in a correction, which I think it is starting one, because this move today, which we saw, the market was down about 4%, and then it left a pretty decent gap right here as well. So that's an indication that probably it's got more to go, catch up with the 20-day moving average. And then yeah, so one of the possibilities is we could get a correction like this, which is going to be an ABCD correction. We could also get some sort of a complex correction, so it moves down here, then it might do an ABCD like this, and then we could have another leg. So it could pan out in different ways, but this is what I am watching. I am actually quite bullish this stock, in the sense that as long as this level is held, which is quite a long way down now, and the market actually was able to close above 30.2% retracement. It's actually made me more bullish on AMD stock than I was before, because we were watching for this bearish symmetry right here. So the stock was able to also break this. However, it doesn't mean that it cannot go into pretty steep kind of retracement, just because it has also been up quite since April. It's just gone up by quite a lot. You can see right here. So I wouldn't be surprised if it just retraces down to about 38.2% retracement, maybe into slightly deeper one as well. That remains a possibility. This is what we are watching in the AMD stock. Now let's move on to Meta. So Meta actually made new all-time highs Monday, 30th of June, so the last day of the trading day of the month of June. And then what we are seeing is now a pullback, so maybe it could pull back a little bit further down to here, 20-day moving average. Strong looking stock ever since it's completed this pattern, but of course in quite a short amount of time it's just retraced so much of it. It's just fantastic V-shaped recovery. This is what it looks like. Let me actually try to draw it for you. This is the visually, you can see that this is what a V shape really looks like. You know, it's just really amazing. But even more amazing is this pattern actually caught the low, so that's actually quite nice. So it's got a chance to pull back further, getting into 20-day moving average. Longer term, I think, well, it's one of the favorite stocks that we're watching here. A really nice play on the artificial intelligence because there were a lot of data and stuff. I think it's got a chance of 805 and then roughly 900, and on the monthly chart even higher is possible. All right, so now let's take a look at Apple. Then we'll do Microsoft. There we go. So Apple. So Apple has been one of these strange Mega 7 stocks that we are following. It's just gone nowhere for quite a while, and this is our point D that we are really watching very carefully. And that's the double bottom that came in. It just remained range bound. It went right into these boxes, which were resistance for us. As long as it stays above this blue point right here. I don't know where this D is coming from in blue. Yeah, it's for this bigger cycle, so that's around here actually. I think it's got a chance to actually at least go and test the upper bound of this trading range, kind of in the middle now, but it is weak. And if we take a look at the volume, you can see that the volume doesn't look too bad actually, but it's just gone nowhere for Apple. So as we know, because of tariffs and stuff, its supply chain is China dependent, so that could be a reason. But technically, that point that I showed you is really important. And then the most important thing is 7th of April lows. The market actually snapped back when it tried to move below that. So that trend line that you see right here is still intact. This red one. So let's keep that in mind. Trading range, a really long trading range behavior. Now, in contrast, if we take a look at Microsoft, and I'll just move to the weekly chart right here, it actually went ahead and met our target. You saw our target was about 500 bucks, and the stock did 576. So that is the 1.272 expansion of this swing. If you guys recall, long-time subscribers will know when the stock was hitting this level, we were getting actually quite bullish about this one, because this move is this perfect market symmetry right there. This is the entire 2022 bear market, and the market actually came very close to that, right between the 38.2% and 50% retracement from this low to these all-time highs back then, and then it has gone and made new all-time highs. So what could happen now? So one thing is that this ABCD is getting extended. So this is the one which is coming from the March 2022, March 2020 lows, and here we go. Okay, so right about there, and then it's got a chance to even move towards 540, 550 level as well. But it's really extended. You can see that in a short amount of time. It's just like a line shooting into the sky. So the elevation level, if you look at this and look at this, it's just I don't know. It's definitely more than 60%. More than yeah, 75, more than even 75%, like 85%. So the market, if it can move this quickly, this high, it could actually move down quite a bit as well. So maybe it's getting into that phase, but our $500 per share level has been reached. So that's a pretty good thing. Now let's take a look at the stock of Tesla. So the Tesla stock is in the news again because of something the founder said. So regardless of that, let's take a look at the technical picture. On the weekly chart, it's just pulled back right into this 20-week moving average, which will potential support. But on the weekly chart, the really important is 7th of April lows, because that will change everything. That's our point C for this for this blue ABCD higher. That will just change a lot of things, because it would mean that it's actually an ABCD to the downside, and that would actually bring these lows into the play. So that's one thing. But on the weekly chart, it's still got a chance because it's just been trading range right here. Just the way it was trading range right here, but a lot of support, a lot of accumulation was coming in right here. Fair amount of distribution right here. And then if we go back to the daily chart to take a look at this, and on the daily chart, what we see is, look, it's just the trading range behavior, and the stock was down 5.34% today. So that's not good. It's below the 20-day moving average. Quite honestly, it's beginning to look more on the bearish side, but it could still remain just range bound. Important is for us is point C on the daily chart. 5th of June lows. That's when there was something happening in the public. You can read about Mr. Musk, some of the comments, and the stock was hit by about 14%. Was down in one day. One of probably the biggest single day hits the Tesla stock took. That was right at the 61.8% retracement as well, right here. And then I had done a video and talked about that, and then we have just seen the stock actually move higher to the top end of the range. Maybe it just wants to test the bottom of this range again. The good thing is the stock closed positive today, meaning that it's down a lot because of the gap, but its close is, yeah, it's just showing a positive candle right here. So Tesla stock, I think we have to be very careful because there's a lot of volatility in the stock. A point C on the daily, which is the when did it happen? 5th of June lows. They should hold for our red ABCD to work. If this goes, then we are looking at ABCD to the downside. It could come a little bit lower, coming back into this range. That remains the possibility. Getting below 7th of April lows is just not good at all for the stock. Okay, now let's take a look at the stock of NVDA. Okay, so this is NVIDIA. NVIDIA, we were watching this very carefully on the weekly chart, on the daily chart. This is when the bottom was happening. It had really nice three drives to a bottom pattern right here. Boom, it's just gone up really nicely in that time period. And then if we just take a look at this right here, there we go. So I think we have this target of 170 roughly. The market has been as high as 158.66. I think it's still got a chance to hit that level. This is where it is. It's getting, well, it's made new all-time highs for sure. So this is what we are looking at. NVIDIA stock. Netflix. Netflix is just amazing. It just keeps on doing really well, making new all-time highs. Amazon. Okay, so the Amazon stock, I'm gonna go to the daily chart, but before that, this stock last week was pretty good for the stock. It was up 6.49%, so that's nice. So I think it's got a chance to move even higher because the momentum is building for the stock. And on the daily chart, let's take a look at this. On the daily chart, here we go. So yeah, it's slowly moving. I can see a wedge sort of a pattern right here. um, Essentially, guys, the wedge pattern is a three drives to a top pattern right here, like this. So that one is to be watched. We should be watching this really carefully, and I think it's also coming from the it came very close to the 78.6% retracement level. So I think we have to be a little bit careful in watching this kind of a wedge or a pennant kind of formation if the market begins to snap back into it. But remains positive in the sense the momentum is good because the price remains above the 20-day moving average. It's a shorter term moving average, which a lot of shorter term traders like to watch. Now let's take a look at Shopify. So the Shopify is actually on the daily chart a bit of a trading range bound behavior, but 7th of April lows have been held. I think the stock is actually looking stronger. And on the weekly chart, what we were watching for was this. If it gets above 116, that we are 145, 165. It could move higher. So that's just an expansion level of this. But if we were to draw just an ABCD, and I'm gonna take this high because the other high was just retraced, so it could be corrective nature. Yeah, so about 145ish is the kind of level it could get to if it closes above convincingly above $117. Roblox, let's see what Roblox is doing. Okay, so the week has just started. Today is Tuesday, and I think there is some sort of a pullback happening because the stock has been down about minus 4.68% in Monday and Tuesday, but our targets have already been met, which is $100. So now it can go into a bit of a pullback, something like this. This is how much it had pulled back in its last corrective formation. Here we go, and right here, so that's the market symmetry. And if we were to just draw a retracement and see where our 38.2% is, so that's gonna be nearby as well. So one of the things, just from an educational perspective, is I've not taken the absolute lows right here. I've taken this low right here, and the reason is just because it's just a lot of consolidation right here. But the move really began in earnest from around here, and then there's just no looking back. It just broke all these highs. So it's something which you will actually begin to learn with experience, because some of the times just taking the absolute high and absolute low is not the best way to plot these. Um, and Also, I think there are cases in which we should absolutely take the absolute high and absolute low. But then there are cases where we have to actually make a little bit of a judgment, and that just comes from experience how to draw this. So around this $77 is the kind of area it can pull back into. And then if we just take a look at this on the daily chart, so you can see a pretty large pullback that happened today. It was down about minus 4.3%. I don't know exactly why. Let's just see if there was some news about it. So it's maintained as a buy by BTIG. And then Roblox insider sold shares worth 17 million. Okay, Roblox is maintained at overweight. So one of the things about Roblox is that, guys, this stock was brought to the market through a structured vehicle. So it wasn't like a normal kind of process followed for the IPO. So I think it's called a SPAC or something like that that was used. So a lot of insiders. One of the reasons was that the early investors, some of them wanted to exit to actually make returns on their capital employed elsewhere, etc. For example, so the insiders will be selling as the stock actually is getting close to its all-time highs around 140. That will happen. So but look at this trend, this beautiful trend after this correction was complete. So that's also there. Now let's take a look at the Z scaler. So Z scaler is also, these stocks have gone up so much. They are digesting now and pulling back, really clinging to 20-day moving average. Getting below this, I think it's got a chance to maybe pull back right into this. This is where this parabolic kind of move started to fill in the gap right here. Z scalar, let's take a look at. Okay, yeah, went into our box right here. So our targets, in my opinion, they have been met because we were really watching for this box formation. Still got a chance to hit 320. If it did, I'll be really happy. If it doesn't, it's already done the 78.6% retracement. And at one point, we have been watching this stock for a very long time. It took us such a long time to consolidate in this region. And at one point, it did look like it might actually break the point C. But I was really glad that, it's like a double bottom, triple bottom. It didn't happen. So this was the period. I don't know what was happening in the stock and the company itself. But a lot of accumulation as it turned out, and boom, what a fantastic breakout. So this is what we are watching in the key technology stocks that we like to follow. Actually, there is CRWD, CrowdStrike. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, so the CrowdStrike, this is a weekly chart, and of course the week is not always just starting the week. It's met our target of about $500, but still got a chance to maybe even get up to 550. It's a bit of a stretch, because our one-to-one price projection is red one ABCD completed around 500, and then we also had the 1.27 into expansion of this one. But just because the momentum is so strong, the momentum could actually carry it all the way to 550. That possibility is there. But if we were to just draw this channel formation right here, and it's not even a perfect channel, it's like overshooting, and it could actually just snap back into it. That possibility is there. But $500 we were looking for, we got our wish. 550 would be fantastic, more sort of a bonus but the pattern is there. There is possibility for it. So I think I've covered pretty much all the regular stocks that we cover on our Tech Tuesday segment. And if you want me to take a look at some additional stock for this segment, please drop it in the comments, and I'll try to do a video about that one as well. So thank you very much for watching the video, and if you want to see and get the charts for this, then I would actually point you in the direction of Substack. So I'll be putting this on the Substack, the charts itself and the video, so you'll be able to actually look at these charts there, and if you want to download from there, that's okay as well. So thank you very much again, and if you found our technical analysis of educational value, you learned something from it, you like how we do the technical analysis here, then please do subscribe to the channel, and if you do, then hit that bell icon button. That way you will know when the new videos are posted and you will not miss anything. And I thank you again by being here, for supporting the channel, and wish you good luck, good trading, and speak to you guys soon.